Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're going to tackle data. We're going to show you how to take a bunch of confusing numbers and turn them into a story that actually makes sense.
You know that feeling, right? You're just lost in a sea of numbers, staring at a spreadsheet, and it's just this wall of figures. And you're thinking, what does any of this actually mean? Where's the story in all this?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. In just the next few minutes, we're going to build your Data Detectives Toolkit. And I promise, by the time we're done, you'll be able to look at a set of numbers and actually start to see the story that's hiding inside.
Okay, so here's the basic problem, right? We're drowning in data. You just can't look at every single number one by one. It's too much. What we really need is a way to boil it all down, to summarize the whole thing with just a couple of key numbers.
And our first tool for doing that is something called a measure of central tendency. I know, it sounds super academic, but don't worry. It's just a fancy way of saying we're trying to find a single number that shows us the center of our data. You know, what's the typical value in the whole group?
So how do we find that typical value? Well, there are actually three main ways to do it. And what's cool is that each one gives us a slightly different perspective, a different piece of the story. So let's dive in.
All right, first up, we've got the mean. Now this is probably the one you already know. It's what most of us just call the average. And honestly, for good reason. It's kind of the workhorse of statistics. And figuring it out is super simple. It's a three-step process. First, you add up all the numbers. That's your sum. Then you count how many numbers you have. And finally, you just divide that sum by the count. Boom, that's your mean. It's like you're taking the total and just sharing it out equally.
Okay, tool number 2, the median. Now this one's a little different. See, the mean cares about the value of every single number. The median? It only cares about position. It's literally just the number that's sitting smack dab in the middle of the list.
But, and this is super important, there's one thing you absolutely have to do first. You've got to line up all your numbers in order, from smallest to largest. If you forget that step, the whole thing's off. Once they're all lined up, though, finding the middle one is easy.
So you might be wondering, what happens if there is no single middle number? Great question. If you have an odd number of values, it's simple, right? There's one right in the middle. But if you have an even number, you just grab the two numbers in the middle and find the average of those two. And that's your median. And our third and final tool for finding the center is the mode. This one is by far the easiest. You ready? It's just the number that shows up the most. That's it. So if you want to know the most popular choice or the most frequent result, the mode is your best friend.
Okay, so now you might be thinking, the mean seems pretty solid. I'll just use that all the time. But hold on. The mean has a big weakness, a sort of Achilles heel, and it shows up when one number just doesn't play by the rules. This is where averages can actually lie to you.
Yeah, we call these rogue numbers outliers. They're these values that are just way, way higher or way lower than everything else. And man, can they mess up our mean.
Let's look at a real-world example to see what I mean. Picture this. You've got 4 friends. They're all pretty decent bowlers, and these are their high scores. Pretty consistent, right? But then one day, Adam, who's already the best bowler with a 250, goes out and bowls the game of his life, a 290.
Okay, so before Adam's amazing game, the group's mean high score was 212.5. And that feels about right, you know? It's a decent summary of how good they are as a group.
But now, look what happens after that one incredible game. Just that single score, that one outlier, yanks the entire group's mean up by 10 whole points to 222.5. All of a sudden, the average makes the whole group look way better, even though 3 of the friends' scores haven't changed one bit.
And this is where the median becomes our hero. Think about it. The 2 middle scores are still 200 and 220, right? So the median is still 210. It didn't budge. It basically ignored that one crazy high score from Adam, which gives us a much more honest picture of the typical bowler in this group.
So, that whole bowling example makes one thing crystal clear. Just knowing the center isn't the whole story. Not even close. If we really want to understand what's going on, we also have to look at how spread out the data is.
You know, are all the numbers huddled together, or are they scattered all over the map? This idea of spread or dispersion is what gives our data context. It helps us see the entire landscape, not just one point in the middle.
And there's this awesome tool for doing just that, called the 5-number summary. It's so cool. It basically captures the entire spread with just 5 key data points. You find the smallest number, the minimum, the biggest number, the maximum, and the overall middle number, the median. Then you find the median of the bottom half of the data, which we call the first quartile, or Q1,
and the median of the top half, the third quartile, or Q3. And just like that, those 5 numbers have chopped your data up into 4 perfectly equal chunks.
It's just like Sal Khan says. It's a way to see the spread of all the different data points. It gives you this incredible snapshot of the whole landscape. And this summary is what you use to build something called a box and whisker plot, which is a super cool way to see the range, the center, and the spread all in one simple picture.
All right, that was a lot, I know. But we've just built our complete Data Detectives toolkit, so let's pull it all together and see what we've got. So here it is, the whole shebang. You've got the mean, your go-to average as long as you don't have any crazy outliers. You've got the median, your rock-solid tool for finding the true middle, especially when the data's a bit skewed. The mode is your super fast way to find what's most popular. And then you've got your range and quartiles to see the big picture, the entire landscape. See, it's not about picking one, it's about using them together to tell a much smarter story.
So if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. There's no such thing as the one best average. It just doesn't exist. The right tool for the job always depends on the data you have and the story you're trying to tell. So before you do anything, ask yourself, are there any outliers here? And please, remember that the center is only half the story. You have to understand the spread to really get what's going on.
And that's really why all this matters, isn't it? Because now you have the tools. You're not just staring at a wall of numbers anymore. You're a data detective, equipped to look for clues. You've got the skills you need to start exploring all the data that's all around us and to start finding those hidden stories for yourself. So the only question left is, what story will you uncover first?